And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Arnie's in Rensselaer, right across from St. Joseph's College. They are graciously hosting the Coach's Cage program here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock on 3kgthecage.com. Bob Kurtz doing an interview tonight, and Scotty Miller running the board for us. Appreciate that, Scotty. And let's kick things off with Chris Meeks, football coach at Rensselaer Central High School. Chris, thanks for coming out. Nice win last week for the Bombers.
Thank you. It was nice to, get at home and finally play a home game and had a great crowd. And I thought our kids played very well, from top to bottom. All of our kids got into the game and I thought did some great things.
Well, take us through whatever you want to take through, all right?
Yeah, we started off quickly. Really got our offense executing very well, moved right down the field on the opening drive, scored on a Caden Roland touchdown. And then from there, we just kind of got the snowball rolling. And, obviously North Newton was down with, in terms of players. But, the kids that they had played hard, and there were some good players out there. And we had to execute well to do as well as we did. So, hats off to our kids. Caden Roland, like I said, in limited time, he had 9 carries for 140 yards, 5 touchdowns, really ran the ball real well. Avery Reyes played running back. He had 5 carries, 74 yards, a touchdown. Aaron Barco had 4 carries for 67 yards, also had 2 catches for 25 yards. We were wanting to throw the ball a little bit more last Friday, and we did.
On first down, nonetheless.
Yeah, on first down. And we'll do that more as the season goes on. But, we're kind of weaning our quarterback in. It was his second start ever. And, again, I thought he managed the game well and did what we needed him to do and asked him to do very well. Carter Ogburn, a freshman, got 6 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown. I think one of the highlights of the night was seeing our fullback, who actually is a guard, that we play at fullback. In our offense, it needs to be a guard. And his job is to block all night long. But every once in a while, we'll throw him a bone.
The old direct snap, right?
Do the old direct snap, and he had two carries for 30 yards and rumbled in for a touchdown.
His name was?
Brock Robinson.
Brock Robinson.
And I asked him, I said, when you got that second handoff, did you see the end zone? And he said yes. He doesn't talk very much. I said, was there anything that was going to stop you from getting in the end zone? He said no. And he rumbled.
So that's what you like to hear.
Yeah, rumbling is about the only way you can describe it, and he did a great job. Logan Kuiper chipped in a touchdown catch, so we had a nice pass there at the end zone. And like I said, Corbin Matthew played very well for us. He was 4 for 6 passing for 40 yards, had a touchdown, and we'll be relying on him to throw, but as we go on, you'll see him running the ball a lot more as well. And then our kicker was 7 for 8 on PATs, which was nice to see.
The thing about it that I caught my eye was the reserves and the players that don't play much. They came in and played well, I thought.
Yeah, and, that's something that we're worried about. I mean, you start putting kids in, and it could be a really messy half, when you start subbing in and out. But our kids did a great job, and that tells us they were focused. And they don't get as many reps as the varsity kids, but they didn't miss a beat. I mean, and when I'm obviously there at times there were some physical mismatches, but I'm talking about the execution. So when we ran certain plays, are we getting the double team where it's supposed to be? Are we getting the kick out block and those type of things? And we did. We did very good on that. And we didn't have a bunch of penalties. So I was very proud of the way our young kids stepped in there. I think execution is the word. They executed well.
And the second half, they didn't allow a point either. So
no, and defense played well. And in terms of defense, Chaz Mullins had 7 tackles, which was good to see. His first game back as a varsity player. He'd been out for a couple years. Caden Doyle in a limited role, and then Avery Reyes also in a limited role had 6 tackles, and then Aaron Barco had a nice interception for us. So. Yeah, it was nice to get that second shutout, and again to do it, the kids played well. I'm gonna give a shout out to our kicker, Carter Drone. North Newton on a kickoff return, you just see this kid busting loose, and it looks like he's going to get possibly to the end zone, and there's one person between him and the end zone, and that was our kicker. And we don't really work on kickoff tackles, but Carter made a textbook tackle on him and kept him from getting the end zone. Otherwise, he would have scored. So nice job by Carter Drone there.
All right, now we move on to this week. You're on the road. The focus and practice this week, and what'd you do, and tell us a little bit about Friday's game.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough game. It's Hamilton Heights. They beat us twice last year. They're a big 3A club, probably close to 800 students. They have a brand new field turf, so there's a lot of excitement that they're going to be playing their first game on their new field. So when you look at Hamilton Heights traditionally, and you look at this team, they're very big, physical up front, a lot of athleticism. Their roster has almost 70 kids. It's going to be a tough challenge. On film, they look very athletic. They fly all over to the ball. They like to throw the ball. So we need to defend them in terms of the pass. We need to put a nice rush on. Hopefully get this kid scrambling a little bit and force him to make some errors throwing. But our secondary is going to have to make some plays. And to be perfectly honest with you, the first two games we really weren't tested. Neither team was a high-octane passing team. This team will be. They'll put the ball up at least 20 times. So we got to defend the pass and make error by our young kids. And then tonight, they're playing actually right now against Hobart, and that's where I'm headed to here in a minute. So looking forward to see how they do tonight.
Where are we at injury-wise, okay, or no? Or
Yeah, nobody's dinged up. We're 100% ready to go, and that's important. So hopefully we can, knock on wood, stay away from the injury bug and just keep things rolling.
Chris, thanks for coming in. I know you got to go, so
Yep.
I appreciate the time, and good luck Friday.
All right, hey, thanks a lot.
All right, Chris Meeks from the Rensselaer Central Bombers, back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John A. and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook or by calling 219-275-2441.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
Bob Kurtz back at Arnie's on the Coach's Cage program here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock on 3kgthecage.com. You can check out our Facebook page and our website, and you have the link to both of those right there. So, and the same thing goes for Friday night. Just check out those two places for the live stream there of Friday night's game. Friday night, Midwest Conference action over at West Central as Tri-County visits West Central. Will be on the air at 5:45 Central Time with a 6 o'clock Central Time kickoff between the Cavs and the Trojans. Scott Rao from the North, the Newton Spartans, has joined us now. Scott, thanks for coming over. How you doing tonight?
Doing just fine.
All right, well, it was a rough night last Friday night, as you heard and watched on 3KG, as the North Newton Spartans fell to Rensselaer. Give us your impressions of the game.
Well, it went pretty much like I thought it was. We were, I believe, across the board pretty much outmatched. Our kids came in, though, and they played hard, and they did what I asked them to do. I said, go play as hard as you can for as long as you can, and we'll see what happens. And it did. It physically, we were outmatched up front, I think, and their line played really well. And by halftime, I lost two of our starting linemen to concussions, so we sat them out. And so I had guys playing out of position, trying to, fix it
because you only had, 14 or 15 to start with?
Started with 14, and I ended with 12. No, started with 15, and I ended with 12.
So.
And so we were there, and but everybody got to play, but it is, and I talked to Chris, and we were talking. I said the hardest part is I had those guys there, and there's out of that 15, there's a couple that probably aren't ready to be on a varsity field yet
right.
to play against their top-notch people. So, but they did, and we got through it, and it's a little bit of a safety feature, and Rensselaer did a nice job of getting most of his young guys in and playing, and second half moved along pretty fast with the running clock, and we got through it. So we got some plays in, and the kids got to play. Playing time's not an issue.
No, it isn't for the Spartans this year, that's for sure. What do you tell your ball club after a game like that? What do you say to them?
Well, I told them again. I appreciate the fact that I don't think when I watched the game and when I was there, you don't look like you just gave up. I mean, you look like you're trying each play for the most part, and against unsurmountable odds, and that's what I kept telling them all through the game. I told them that at halftime. I told them that before the game. Just play, like I said. It's a learning. It's a life learning lesson. In your lifetime, you're going to be in several situations where it looks hopeless. Just do the best you can for as long as you can. That's all you can do. So I think we did that for the most part.
So now you lost 3 players. They're down to 12 now. So obviously this week's game is no longer, right?
Yeah. Now I got back Friday night. Saturday morning I had talked with the AD, Sam Zachary, and discussed it. And I said, and it's really kind of a safety feature, because of the 12 or 13 that I had, like I said, there's 2 or 3 that aren't really ready to be on a varsity field. They're small freshmen, young kids, and they should be playing, JV or freshman ball to get used to that level. Putting them in against these teams, is just not fair to them. They're not able to compete.
Doesn't help anybody, right?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't help the team we're playing. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help any of them. So we Saturday contacted North Judson and told them that we want to look for a game. Said we'll make it official on Monday, one way or the other. But I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to play Friday because I knew I had 2 were concussions, and even if they got cleared, they're going to have to go through protocol, and they probably wouldn't be ready. They're not going to be ready to play Friday. So I said, I'm not going to have enough kids. I don't have any more linemen. I don't have enough to do what we need to do. So, and as a safety, I got kids I can put in there, but they're not safe. It's not safe for them. I don't need to get anybody else hurt trying to play them when they're not really ready to do that. So we went ahead and canceled the Judson game. They were able to find another team to play. So they're going to still play a game, and we're going to take Friday night off. And I think we'll have most of our guys back, so we'll be at 15 or 16 for next Friday against KV.
So what did you do in practice this week? Or what do you do in practice when you don't have that many guys?
Well, I tell you, I got here early tonight, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
It doesn't take long to get through all the stuff you want to get through when you only have 12 guys practicing or 13. Really what we did is we went back to I sat down with their assistant coaches, and we sat down and said, well, what can we do? Well, we're going to have to go back to a lot of individual work. Let's go back to individual skills, how to tackle, how to block one-on-one or, two-on-one, work double teams, because we can't work any really group settings because you can't put a scout team against them because you don't have it. We can run some plays, and I go through that, and we do actually run on air.
Had to get the coaches involved in the defense there.
Yeah, but we go against we've done that before. But, we run some plays versus air, and then we kind of walk and talk through the defensive stuff. We can't really run anything at them. And then we did a lot of individual stuff. We did some a lot of different things, whether it be, 2-on-2 blocking or, just old style football, just regular blocking, tackling, and running.
And that's going to be that way the rest of the year, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because we really haven't done much group stuff. We've had a couple of times we've been able to do a little bit like a half line just up front, so offensively we can work on some blocking schemes and do that just up front on one side or the other. So because you take your starting offensive line on the right side and take the starting offensive line on the left side and make them play defense against those guys on the right, and then flip-flop them. And it's about the only way you can do it, and try to run a few things and try to get some concepts. And I've actually went away from that, and we got to do more of the individual stuff and just work in the shoots. Learn how to block, learn how to tackle, learn how to run with the ball.
Scott Rowell, North Newton coach, has joined us here on 3KG, the Kage Coach's Cage Show. Scott, how's the attitude of your ball club when you're so shorthanded numbers-wise?
Well, sometimes it's hard to read, every once in a while I talk to them. I talk to the seniors, and I'm asking them, they're right now they're still kind of into it. They want to perform, and they want to do well, and they want to play, and they still love playing, and we're going to get after it. It's been a rough start, 0-2. Team's not used to that. None of those kids are, but we're going to get back into it. Like I said, next week against KB, we'll have a home game. Hopefully we'll have a good crowd, and we'll tell them kids, go play as hard as you can for as long as you can. I don't know how it's going to happen.
We'll have that game right here on 3KG.
So, I don't know how it's going to go, but I know our kids are going to come after it, and they're not going to just put in the time. They're going to try to do their best.
And what more can you ask for than
that's
trying your hardest?
Yeah, I said, we're going to get I told them that's not going to be easy. You're going to get some life lessons here. Sometimes you do as hard as you can for as long as you can. You do all that, and it still doesn't work out well. But, that's life. You got to pick yourself back up, and you got to do it again the next week. So I said, you're actually going to get quite the life lesson, because you're going to work your butt off and not get the results that you really want, and then you got to pick yourself up and do it all over again the next week. So so far they're doing that. They're showing up for practice. They keep coming, and we keep doing stuff, and they're still up. They're still into it.
Well, great, Scott. I appreciate that coming over, and I know you're going to come over next week. We won't have to talk about a game, but we can preview what's going on next Friday.
I can make one up in my head.
Yeah, if you want to do that.
We did really well at.
That's fine,
sure,
yeah.
Because I guarantee we're going to win.
That's right, absolutely.
All right.
Never lose the bye game, do you?
That's right. Nope.
Scott, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Scott Rowell from the North Newton Spartans. Not playing this coming Friday, but he'll still be here next Wednesday to talk about the KV game. Back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance.
In all the years I've been doing it, about 30, I can't ever remember that happened. It's a good side. We usually don't have five winners out here out of 6.
Well, it is pretty good. Unfortunately, a lot of us play each other. So
that's what happened this time.
That cuts into that percentage there.
It does. Well, the West Central Trojans are off to a nice.
Is NVLA like first and 35. We do enough defensively to hold them to it ended up being like 4th and 28 or something like that. They got off a punt. It's not a very good punt. We get the ball at the 36. They're 36, so 2 plays later we scored. First play, Connor Marlatt ran an option play, kept the ball, went around the edge, and got down to like the 5, something like that. And then the next play, Aiden White took it in for a touchdown. So our 2-point conversion was successful, so we're up 8-0 real quick. We kick off again, do a pretty good job coverage-wise. Our defensive line, one of the things we stressed to them all week was that the quarterback for Lake Station is really athletic. He likes to run the ball. So you guys have to be making sure you're aware of that and staying in front of him as he's scrambling around. So during practice, we had one of our kids at quarterback. He was just running back and forth, and all of our linemen had to stay just right in front of him, stay with him. And
do you try and funnel him into the middle?
We tried to do some of that, and then we just try and mirror him as with our defensive line. So we call it the mirror drill, and that's all we did during practice when we were on defensive sessions. And we did a pretty good job. There was a couple times the guy got outside the pocket, but not too many. We got a lot of quarterback pressure on him. And on their first play of their second series, Buzz Beiswinger was getting pressure on him. The guy just flung the ball up in the air, and Connor Millett went right in his hands. He caught it, ran back for a touchdown.
Oh,
so we're
you
up
don't expect those
14-0.
kind of touchdowns, do you?
It was an easy one. So we're up 14-0, and it's not even 3 minutes in the game. So things were going well. And then they had about a 5-6 minute drive where we defensively would make 2 or 3 good plays, and then a play that we allow them to get 15 yards on. Then make 2 or 3 good plays, then allow 15 yards. So they went on a long drive. They ended up getting a score and made it 14-6. Our next possession, we run 2 plays in a row that are 20, 30-yard plays. And we're right down in the field again, and we get in the end zone with Spencer Lehman scoring this time, and with 2-point conversion successful, and it's 22-6, end of the first quarter. At that point, I thought we got maybe a little bit complacent with what we were doing, both offensively and defensively, especially offensively, because I thought we could have put a few more on there. But we had a turnover on downs in there that we just didn't execute that series very well. Defensively, we were doing a pretty good job of getting after them, forcing them out of the pocket, forcing them to run around. And they had some big linemen. There was one guy that was probably about 6'5", 315, 320. He was huge, and we don't have anybody near that size. So big guy, and our guys did a nice job. We told him all week, like, hey, he gets a hold of you. It's not going to be pretty. So we were working on a lot of staying away and not getting close to those guys, and working on a lot of moves. And we did a pretty good job of that up front, and then able to get pressure on the quarterback. And then in the defensive secondary, we did a pretty good job of staying with people and staying on them, and the coverage wasn't too bad. There were some times where it was not the best, but overall it wasn't too bad. We ended up scoring 2 more in the second quarter, and at halftime we're up 32-6. So things are actually 36-6. That's what it was. Yeah, we only scored once in the second half.
You coaches, I know you always find something to talk about at halftime, though.
Yeah, we did, because it was
of course
execution things. You gotta,
strive to be better, right?
Yes, there's certain time points where things are going good, but if you make a mistake, we gotta get corrected. Where it may not be hurting us at the moment, but every week our goal is to be better than we were the last week. So we gotta make sure we get that corrected and fixed up going forward, so that every week we're getting better. So there were some things that we discussed with that, and a few adjustments we made on things. And then we came out, got the ball in the second half, and it was another one of those drives where offensively it wasn't very good for us offensively. So we punted the ball away. Defense played well, and then we got the ball back, and we scored quickly on that drive. And we went up 44-6, and at that point the running clock started because it went over 35.
Okay, yeah.
And then it was, let's get all of our younger guys in and let's get out of here and get home. And we ended up giving up one late to make it 44-12. But we were able to get everyone in, got some experience on Friday nights for guys, so it was a good night.
Who played well for you?
Connor Marlatt has continued to play well for us, running our offense. Defensively, he also had a touchdown. So on the night, he was responsible for 5 touchdowns. He scored 3 of them himself and threw 2 touchdowns as well. So really nice night for him. Truly stat-wise, you would expect if we score 44 points, there would be a lot of yards. but we only had 211 yards of offense.
Really?
Yeah.
Big plays, huh?
No, it's just short fields.
Short fields, okay.
There was a couple times they went forward, like on 4th and 20, and they were on their side of the field, and their quarterback scrambling around. He's scrambling 15, 20 yards deep in the backfield, and we're chasing him around, and he just throws the ball. It doesn't get to the line of scrimmage. That's a loss and down in 5 yards for intentional grounding.
Oh, wow.
So it's like there was a couple times we got the ball on the 10 or 15, and then we scored the next play. And so we got to –
Did they ever punt the ball?
They did, I think, like 3 times.
3 times.
Whether our punts weren't great, so I guess that's maybe why they went forward on 4th down. I don't know. But they've got some athletic kids that concerned us throughout the week, and we were able to corral them enough to make sure that we came out on top.
Defensively, who played well for you?
Defensively, the defensive line, like stat-wise, that doesn't show that they had many tackles because they didn't. But they constantly were putting pressure on the quarterback. It was every single play that was a pass, they were running around back there. And we're able this year, we've got 7, 8 guys we can put on the defensive line that we feel comfortable with. And so we were constantly rotating those guys to make sure they were running around after that quarterback. And there was a few of them that at times they were getting some cramps from all the running they were doing. And it would have been pretty interesting if we were like the college teams that have like those trackers on their uniforms to see how much they were running around, because some of those guys were running 50 yards back and forth chasing
Get them in better shape that way.
Yeah, we ran a lot last week because we said, hey, you're going to have to be. But defensive line played well. That was Buzz Beiswinger, Joe Jackson, Riley Jackson, Tristan Sizemore, Max Scholes, Christian Hughes. They did a really nice job just running things.
You're going to name everybody.
And then our middle linebacker is actually the 2 that had the most tackles, Jaden Miller and Jacob Plarski. Jacob Plarski led us with 9 total tackles. So good overall group effort by all of them.
What has been the focus of practice this week?
This week, getting ready for Tri-County, our first conference opponent of the year. Tri-County, they've got a good running back, a good quarterback that we've got to somehow hopefully be able to at least hold them up a little bit. If you look stat-wise, both of them are near the top in the conference, running the ball. So we've got to make sure we can try to corral them some way, somehow. But that's been the big key, is trying to figure out ways we can hopefully try to limit them with what they're doing, because they're 2 good backs back there that we got.
They had a big win last week.
Yeah, they
too.
did, and it's one of those things like we watch film of Carroll and then watch film of their Week 2 game against Attica, and it's completely different games.
Sure.
The one was 51-0. The next one they win 48-6. So it's looking at those and trying to see, well, what can we take from one and hopefully try to emulate. And then it's looking at what they do and do well. And they've got their running back and fullback, or running back and quarterback, that they're both good athletes. We got to make sure we do some things that can corral them and keep them in front of us.
What do you do when Jake is a new coach here at Tri-County? How do you try and gather information on a new coach?
It's difficult unless you know somebody that knows them.
Well, you just talk to him when you get done here.
Yeah, and then you hope that person likes you better than the other person and will tell you stuff. But a lot of it's just watch what the team does.
Sure.
And then you'll be able to find out a lot.
It's a big game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a
conference game, Midwest conference game.
First conference game for both teams. There's supposed to be, I think, like 3 different radio crews there, so it's gonna be packed up there.
And we're 3KG, and we'll be live streaming.
Yeah.
So we're going to look forward to that. First time live streaming a game over at West Central, but should be fun, huh?
Should be. Hopefully we can give everyone a good show.
Be nice to start 3-0, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
When's the last time West Central started 3-0?
2019 was the last time.
Oh, he knows exactly the year.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't end like that year, because that year we started out 3-0, then everyone got injured.
Oh, no, we don't want to. Don't talk about injuries now.
So we don't want that.
How are you doing injury-wise?
We're doing fine right now.
How about the middle school? Have they started yet or not?
Middle school started. They were supposed to have a game on Monday that got canceled because of the weather. They had last Thursday there was a conference jamboree that they went to. I believe it was South Newton is where that took place at. They started out a little slow is what the coaches told me, but then they ended pretty well in their last couple sessions. So hopefully they grow from that and continue to get better throughout the year. And they played last, I think it was last Tuesday was their first game at Caston. And Caston, they have I think it's 7th grade that's supposed to be like really, really good. So they struggled a little bit in there, but then they had the Jamboree on Thursday, and things were getting better. So hopefully that's a trajectory that we can continue.
Scott, looking forward to, or Mark, I should say, talking about it, Scott. Mark, looking forward to Friday night. That's a 7 o'clock Eastern time start, right?
Yes. Yep.
So West Central hosting Tri-County. Come on out, and then when you get home, watch the replay, watch the archive games on 3kg2kage.com, or if you can't make it out, to make sure you listen. It's a live stream, so you'll be able to watch every play and critique Mark's coaching. How about that? All right, Mark, thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Mark Hall from the West Central Trojans. Back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a will of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook, or by calling 219-275-2441.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Reinforcements Designs is a full-service graphic design, screen printing, and sign shop. They offer logo designs, screen printing, banners, signs, vehicle lettering and graphics, airbrushing, vinyl letterings, digital printed graphics, freehand engraving, and more. 37 years of design and graphics, Reem Bontrager will help you come up with a customized project of your ideal or plan. Just ask, give Reinforcements Design a call at 219-866-8626 for your next graphic design project.
Back on the Coach's Cage program on 3kg2kage.com. Bob Kurtz and Scotty Miller handling things tonight. Welcome all the coaches in, and my golly, 5 out of 6 winners. Jake West, that doesn't happen very often around here.
It's a good week for the area.
And that's all we could win, because the two teams played each other, which happens just about every week when we have all you guys all in the Midwest Conference here. We have North Newton, South Newton, West Central coaches, Midwest Conference teams. So that's about half the teams right there, right? Out of not many in the Midwest Conference, but boy. From week 1 to week 2, what a difference for Tri-County.
Oh, absolutely.
What you played Attica and won?
We played Attica. We won 48-6, I think.
How do you go from 51-0 to 48-6?
Well, life's a lot better when you're not playing Carroll. But no, in all seriousness, it's like I said, for us to go on the road week 1 and play a legitimate top 10 team in 1A. Like I don't know if they get challenged before we start getting deep into the sectional. Like it's. They handled Delphi really easily, so I told the kids, I'm like, hey, that was a good team you lost to. And it's our first game together. We're on the road. They're good and they're experienced. We're young. It happens. Yeah. It happens all the time. So I think we kept our confidence up. That was the big thing for us. We need to keep our confidence up and realize that, the score isn't indicative of who we are. We felt very strongly that at our best, Carroll isn't 51 points better than us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was kind of the thing we wanted to keep that confidence up, and I think it kind of showed not so much early on versus Attica, because we early on we were still doing kind of what we wanted, but we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. We kept making those young guy mistakes. We had a very first play of the game goes for 41 yards, fumble. Next drive, I think we had 2 first downs that both got called back to penalties, and then third drive we threw a pick 6. And I'm like, all right, guys.
That's enough.
Let's regroup real fast. I brought the offense together. I was like, I'm calling 3 running plays. Like that's all we were calling for the rest of the day. If we can't run these 3 well enough to win this game, then we don't really have any business winning it.
You coaches really like to keep it simple, don't you?
Absolutely. I call it new toy syndrome. You put this new play in, you're like, man, this play is going to work. I love it. And then you kind of force the situation. You're like, oh, it'll work here if we run it here. And then it goes for a loss of 5. You're like, all right, that was a terrible idea. It's I call it new toy syndrome. So you get a star athlete. You're like, oh, I just want to throw him the ball every single play. Well, when they put 4 guys on him, you just can't keep doing it. So
do you script out the first 10, 15 plays like some coaches do?
So as a I'm still switching my mindset over from a defensive coordinator or not. So week 1 versus Carroll, I scripted out the first play, and then I wanted to see one of 2 things. And if I saw this, I called this, and if I saw that, I called that. Well, we practiced that first play on Tuesday, which is offense day, and then we ran it again on Thursday. We ran it well both times. And then we get to Thursday, and we ran it wrong.
Whoops.
So I was like, I'm not scripting anything ever again.
Right.
I was like, I'm not doing it. So it's kind of one of those things. I think one of the biggest helps for us as well is I know offensively we kind of changed up how we did play calling. So originally I was asking a lot of our skill guys to remember like a full play. You might call it whatever the play is, and it's a lot of verbiage. So now we change it to just a number. So they look at the number, and like, oh, I know what this is. Like I can read it. Right. So I thought that helped a lot with us all being on the same page. So that's me knocking, some of the kinks out for myself. And I think when you keep it simple and the offense is able to, not just the offense, but when the kids are able to play fast, it makes it 10 times better.
Take us through the game.
Okay, so as I said, the first 3 drives were less than ideal. So we started off down 6-0. And we're about halfway through the first quarter. I bring the offense together. I was like, we're literally running the ball for the rest of the half. I don't care. We're running it. We're a running team. That's what we're built on. That's what we want to do. We're going to run the ball here. And we ran those 3 plays to the tune of about 330 yards.
3 plays.
Those 3 plays are just on a loop. I was like, hey, it's what's the quote from remember the Titans? He says it's like Novocaine. Eventually, it works. You just gotta keep doing it. It'll work eventually. So that was the thing. We ran the ball. Our quarterback made great decisions in the run game when we asked him to run option plays. We just straight up gave it. Like J.P. Shimmerhorn did a great job running. So the 2 guys in the backfield, Kobe Baylor, and there's a third one, Braden Barnett, but he doesn't. He's there mostly to hit people. He knows that. But Kobe Baylor and J.P. Shimmerhorn, they had 16 carries combined for 270 yards.
That'll bring a smile to your face.
Yeah, that's nice. We like that. And then I think Braden had 2 more carries for another 30 yards or so. So, the 3 of them combined for 300 rushing yards on, 18 carries? we'll take that. That's nice. We'll take that. So, no, it was a good day for those 3. Kobe finished with only the 1 incompletion, which was – and I joked with him. I was like, hey, technically you didn't throw an incompletion. No, I was like, you went 7 for 7. Maybe that's all you got to think about. So he went 6 for 7 for 62 yards, I think, and a touchdown. So you did
throw the ball a little bit.
We did. We threw it a little bit.
Okay, so what was the score at halftime?
41-6.
Oh my God, you went nuts in that.
Yeah, it was 6-0 with about 7 minutes or so left in the first.
And so then a quarter and a half, you went wild.
Oh yeah, we just started running with it. One of the few passes we threw is we got a turnover. Right around the 30-yard line with 20 seconds left in the half. And we have a decent field goal kicker. He can kick a field goal from about that range. So I pretty much looked at our quarterback. I was like, we're throwing 4 fades, and hopefully this is a touchdown. Like this is my bone I'm throwing you here. Like we'll throw 4 balls to the corner of the end zone and see what happens.
4 in a row, you mean?
4 in a row. But the first one was a touchdown.
Oh.
Receiver ran a great route, sold the inside, broke to the corner, put it on the back pylon, looked at right in, touchdown. It was easy. So I was like, hey, we only had to run 1. That's awesome.
That's right.
But no, so we have to throw the ball a little bit. But Yeah, no, it was good. Second half.
So what'd you say at halftime first?
Second half, I told him, I was like, hey, it's we talk about finishing the fight. It's really easy when you're not used to winning. You get into a situation where you're up or you're down, and you just think like, okay, we're just mail it in from here. And I was like, if you let off the gas, like teams can creep back on you. It happens. So kind of one of the things I harped on them was, Coach Lucci, he didn't have a shutout in his career to this point. He's only been DC for this is his second year, I believe. And so I was like, let's get this shutout for Coach Lucci. Let's do that for him. And I kind of looked at him, and I was like, that pick isn't on you. Obviously, that's on us. I know, like, if you look at the score, it doesn't look like a shutout, but like for us it is. So that was kind of one of the things we really wanted to do for him. And so even when we put the JV in there for halfway through the third and into the fourth, they kept fighting because they knew that we wanted to do that for him because he means so much to our program. So I was really proud of the kids with how they fought.
You mentioned some of the players that played well. How about defensively? How did
defensively? So I remember Coach Lucia was talking about this today. Defensively, we held them to 7 total yards of offense in the first half.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good enough to win.
Yeah, you better win.
Yeah. So they got most of the bulk of their yards late in the fourth when we had the full JV in. They were able to start moving the ball a little bit, and that was kind of one of the things we told the kids. Hey, it's their varsity. They don't have a JV, so you're going against varsity players at this point. So if you screw up, they will make you pay. So you just got to play disciplined, play hard, and just do your job. Like it'll take care of itself. And for the most part, they did. Because like I said, they played half of the third, and then the full fourth. So the fact that they only gave up really one drive, and with playing all that, that's pretty good. So I was proud of how they played.
Now, in case you don't know, Tri-County did not win a game last year.
I'm aware. It was a little bit of a big deal.
So yeah. So how important was getting that first win to maybe your attitude or your psyche?
I thought it was hugely important. Because like I said, we have a young group of kids, and they don't know what it takes to win yet because they're not used to it. So that was kind of one of the big things I harped on them all summer. Is I was like, winning takes what it takes. There's no, you can't duck it, you can't dodge it. Like it takes what it takes. And sometimes you get lucky. You can prepare halfway, and it just works out in your favor. Like it happens. You hate that it does. You like to think that the team that works hard, the team that prepares better, like gets rewarded, but it doesn't always happen that way. I'm like, so if the only way you can maximize your chances is by taking care, like knocking those off, it takes what it takes on a daily basis. It takes attention to detail on Monday when we review the previous game, we install the game plan for the next game. It takes attention to detail and focus on Tuesday when we're going over the offense. It takes attention to detail and focus and intensity on Wednesday when we're doing defense. And then that attention to doesn't leave on Thursday when it's walkthrough day. We call it Perfect Thursday. Be perfect. Like you've done this all week. It's not anything new. We're not putting in something new today.
Right.
Be perfect. Like it's what you've practiced, and then hopefully that transitions to Friday.
Well, Friday night in a game you can watch right here on 3KGthecage.com.
Or
First time over.
Come out.
Yeah, you can come out and then watch when you get home. Because that's what I do when I critique myself. But anyway, on 3KGthecage.com, you go to our website or our Facebook page, either one. And you have the link up there right now to hook on and see our broadcast.
So that's kind of one of the things that we've been focusing on. I have like a color coded sheet when we're at practice and I'm calling him like, oh, this is blue. I got to put him in. I'm like make sure. Oh, he's in. Okay, we're good. And it's stuff like that. It's trying to make sure you've got everyone practicing the stuff that they want to do, that they excel at, putting them in position to succeed, to maximize that ability.
Big game, Midwest Conference
Absolutely.
opener. So how big is this one?
This one's pretty big. It's I said from day one I wanted to compete for winning the Midwest Conference. Obviously we all want to win it, but it's a very even conference. And we're a really young team. But I told them at Carroll, I was like, no one cares that you're young. Like no one feels bad for you.
Right.
No one looks and goes like, they're trying. No. If West Central can score 70 on us, they're going to try to score 70.
Sure, absolutely.
They absolutely will try that.
Yep.
So will anyone else. And I'm like, so you can't go into a game and feel bad for yourself. Or like, hey, maybe they'll take it easy on us because we've got so many freshmen. So no one cares. Work harder.
What are going to be the keys to do well Friday night?
Well, the keys. Well, we've run the first play wrong the first 2 games, so let's hope. Let's hope that the third time's a charm. We get this one correct. And like I said, I thought we did fine in team period on Tuesday with the offense. So I think if we can stay ahead of the sticks, establish the run, and get into favorable situations on offense. Not getting to third and longs, third and even mediums. staying on the plus side, plus territory on offense. Defensively, just playing gap sound, playing option, because they run the option, being disciplined and that, and playing with intensity and physicality. I think that's going to be the big thing for us.
What was it like for you to get your first win as coach at Tri-County?
It was cold. We called timeout at the very end of the game because Coach Lucy, he's like, can I put the starters back in on defense to preserve the shot? It was the last play of the game. I was like, call timeout. I was like, go on in. I feel like I owe you this since I kind of ruined your shutout in the first place. I was like, I'll do this for you. So they go back in and they get to play. So I sent the starters out, and I knew that they had wanted to give me an ice bath. So I sent them out, and I was like, I'm safe now. And so one of them runs in front of me and grabs my arm, and I'm just like, what do you want? And then I just feel the cold all down my back. And I was like, oh, you guys got me. They had to have gotten that pick, sprinted off the field, and sprinted back on behind me.
You wouldn't mind that 8 or 9 other times, would you?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it 14 more times or 13 more times. Sorry. I wouldn't mind that at all.
That's great. That's great that you got to win this early and got things going in the right direction. Now, do you have a JV schedule or no?
We do. We do have a JV schedule. Right now, this is kind of a weird week for us. West Central had to cancel. I think they said they had a player transition to a manager or something like that. And then we have 2 kids who are on vacation right now. And then we have another couple of kids who are injured. And we would have, if we absolutely had to play a JV game, we could send 11. We could do that. However, when you start getting into the reality of it, is it worth sending 11 for a JV game? It's like one kid rolls his ankle, and all of a sudden now you're playing with 10. So
is there a limit to what you can play? Can you play with 8?
I think you can keep going, but at that point in time, when does it actually become beneficial? Yeah. So we try to send at least 13.
I see.
If we feel we can send 13, then that gives us a little bit of wiggle room. Because
the JV schedule is important, don't you think?
Absolutely, it's experience.
Yeah.
You look at these teams that don't get JV schedules. You might have I'm going to use Sabre Province and Jonathan Pierce because they're both underclassmen and they're also captains for us. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore. And they're incredibly talented kids. Well, Jonathan played JV games last year, so he comes into this year ready to start on varsity, having played 4 or 5 games.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a world of difference from coming in for playing 4 or 5 games and not playing any.
Right.
And it's now I keep joking about how many starts we have on the offensive line because versus Attica, we had 5 combined starts on the O-line. If my math was correct, we had 5. Mm-hmm. Well, now I think we're returning all of those starters, so now we're at 10.
There you go.
That's convenient how that works out. So, you talk about inexperience, but they'd also played JV games. Mm-hmm. So that matters. Playing in games matters. It's one thing when you're getting reps, as a freshman against a senior and you're just losing every rep. Sure, you're getting better, but it's not the same as actually going out and feeling yourself perfect a technique that you've been working on or just get better at in general and winning reps and seeing the execution matter and scoring points or getting stops, whatever the case is.
Well, Jake, we can't wait to Friday night to where Tri-County goes over to West Central. We'll be there 6:45 Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time kickoff, and we'll see you then, all right?
All right, sounds good to me.
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Jake West from the Tri-County Cavaliers back with more of the Coach's Cage on 3KG, right after this.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman has been serving the Jasper County and surrounding area since 2009. Being involved in the area, Joe Goodeman has kept his interest in making sure he provides the best insurance for his clients. Whether you need life, car, home, business, farm and crops, or even renter's insurance, Agent Joe Goodeman will keep searching for the best policy for your valued investments. Call Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman at 219-866-4694 or stop in at 2570 North McKinley Avenue in Rensselaer.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
the Coach's Cage program on 3KG, thecage.com. Bob Kurtz and Scotty Miller with you here tonight. 5 of 6 winners. That, Brad Beavis, I don't think I've ever, all the 30 years I've been doing this, I don't think that might be the most we've ever had. That's
we're
good on you
doing
guys.
our part.
That's right. You guys are. And that's all we could have won.
I can control one of those 5.
You can. But most of the time you play each other, so we really never
that's
have
right.
that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That opportunity because we have, 3 Midwest Conference coaches out of the 6 here. So
Yep. And you get
anyway.
KV and Rensselaer playing week 1, so
Yep.
one of those guys got to lose, I think.
And North Newton plays Rensselaer week 2, so it doesn't happen
It's
very
a little
often.
tough.
But,
Yep.
boy, when I saw that Friday night, I thought, wow, it's going to be a happy Wednesday program then, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes it better for you.
Yeah, it does. It makes it easier for sure. Well, South Newton off to a 2-0 start. When's the last time the Rebels have done that? It's been a while, hasn't it?
2-0, 2014.
Oh, he knows exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the next 3 games.
No, we don't want to do that. Anyway, a nice road win, right?
Yep, nice road win at Covington. Came away with a 14-12 win. Fourth quarter bandits again.
You're kidding me.
I think we had 135-ish yards of offense going into the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, we had 97. So if we can figure out how to play at 6:30 or 7, if we play one of those central teams, instead of starting about an hour and so later, it'd be a lot better. A lot better on my heart, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's a little stressful on everybody probably, right? But
absolutely.
At least 2 weeks in a row they came out on the right end. So take us through the game.
Yeah, we came out and gave up the first score again, got down 6-0 in the first quarter. Then we
you guys like doing that, evidently.
We do. Well, we like to spot the other team.
Handicap.
I need to check my coaching staff there, make sure they're not on the apps, I guess. But no, we do have a little bit of trouble getting going. We talked to our players about this week. We got to get going a little faster. But our defense tightened up, and we ended up scoring in the second. So we go into halftime 6-6.
Now, do you kick extra points? You always go for 2.
Well,
it depends.
Depends. I'll tell you about that in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Our attempt there, but so we go in at 6-6, and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, and we kind of just tell the kids that, now we're down to 24 minutes of football, and we got to keep giving a full effort and all that kind of good stuff. So start the second half, and we're playing really well defense, but we give up one big pass play and then get down to the 1-yard line, and then we turn away in 4 straight plays.
You're kidding
me.
We had another from 1 yard out?
From 1 yard out, we turned away 4 straight times, so we turned over our downs inside the 5. So that was probably one of the turning points to the game. I'll talk about the other one, I think, in a little bit. But so we turn away in the third quarter, scoreless. Covington ends up scoring on a long pass play, 30-plus yards into the fourth. We just blew our coverage. Kid got inside of our safety and went right up the goalpost. I mean, just right up the middle. It's easy throw. So we recovered, went down and scored. And here's where we get to our kicking situation. So we had a little bit of an issue with a double personal foul. And we're trying to figure out where the ball was going to be spotted, what was actually going on. Well, they kept running the play clock. So we took a delay game.
Personal foul on each team?
Each team, sorry. So we took a delay game there because we just weren't quite set up. So we're trying to kick an extra point because we kicked the extra point.
So it's tied at 12.
It's tied at 12. Well, so we go back 5 yards. Now we're kicking from the 8. We jump off sides. So now it's time for the offense to go back out because I don't know if we can kick one from that
out of
far.
our range.
We might be able to, but if as a kicker, former kicker myself, that starts to throw with your head. You start to get further back and you just don't kick.
You used to kick the ball, didn't you?
I did. The kids got to see one of my films on Monday, so I showed them I had some kicks left in me.
All right.
But we put our offense out, going from the 13, and targeted Corbin Cruz. Evan threw him a great pass, got inside of their corner for a 2-point conversion. That was the difference, 14-12.
How far out was it?
13 yards.
13 yards.
13-yard pass, yep.
So it's probably better that you got away from the goal line then
for a pass. For the offense there, it was actually probably better. We got a little bit further away, actually spread their defense out a little bit.
How was your plan then?
No. I'd rather just kick the field goal.
You were going to kick.
We were going to kick, yep. So we'll eventually kick one of those. We haven't actually attempted a PAT yet, but eventually we will.
So when did you take the lead, 14-12?
About 3 minutes to go, maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
You like that
we like
end of the game, fourth quarter stuff,
yep,
don't you?
End of the game, yep. And,
so how'd the rest of that play out then?
They got a first down or 2. We ended up stopping them. Got the ball back, but with minute 30 plus, something like that. So we had to get a first down.
And you put together 2 or 3 first downs.
Yeah, we got down. They had a couple timeouts, so they used some timeouts when they needed to, but we got down to a 4th down and went right back to Corbin and Cruz. And Evan threw another dart to him, and Evan came down with it, got our first down, and we kneeled on the ball and got out of there. So, Evan's probably our best football player.
You get another bath after the game?
I did get a bath after that one. It was cold, too.
That's what Jake said with his team, too.
So, it's always cool when the kids it's kind of like an honor. I don't like getting wet. That's not my favorite thing to do in the world, especially on the road.
Yeah.
I don't bring
or when
changes
it's colder,
of clothes.
Right?
Yeah, because I don't bring a change of clothes. So I had to sit in the bus all the way home in wet clothes. I didn't really like that. But you know what? If they keep on winning, they keep pulling things out like that, I guess I can take a few more baths over the season.
Man, that's got to be nerve-wracking on everybody.
It is. But it was a very intense game. Like I said last week, I'm very impressed with our kids fighting for 4 quarters, and I really think our conditioning is really paying off for us. And I think our kids are seeing that. But they fight to the end. They're not perfect. They're making mistakes, but they're going out there and battling. And when you do that, good things happen. I mean, luck, we call it luck, but a lot of times luck's just going hard and letting the ball bounce where it does, and you just happen to be there because you're hustling. And we've just been there so far this season. So
tell us the offensive and defensive stars.
Yeah, Evan ended up being the player of the game by the radio station. Evan Krug had a great 4th quarter. Like I said, we had 48 yards of passing offense in the 4th quarter alone. So he plays good whenever he plays inside of our system. Chase Stillbauer caught a touchdown pass for us. Evan had Corbin had a 1-yard rush for a touchdown. Like I said, had 2 big plays for us on the 2-point conversion and getting the first down to ice it. But our offensive line played really well. Defensively, they spread the ball out through it everywhere. So everybody had some tackles. Everybody's doing that, doing their thing. Our defensive line did a really great job getting out to the quarterback and moving them. Anytime the quarterback has to move his feet a little bit, it makes it harder to be accurate. And Luke and David did a heck of a job all night with their good. And they had a big kid. I mean, that kid was probably 240 pounds. I mean, he's a big kid. So we brought him down. Then our secondary, consisting of Evan Cruz and Chase Stillbauer at safeties, and Lucas Paguski and Sean Mikasa at corners, just did a phenomenal job of trying to stay with it, stay with their guys, because Covington, they throw the ball and the routes are long. So, but the other difference to the game, like I said, was our David Van Weening punting. He flipped the field twice and pinned him inside the 5 once. So our punting game really aided us in getting a win by letting our defense go out there and play. We never had to defend a short field. And that was a big so David did a great job.
So did your defense play much better week 2 than week 1?
I think we played a little bit better week 2. But we're an aggressive defense. We get after it. Secondary wise, we have some things we got to work on for this week because Traders Point is going to throw the ball as well. So we got to get a little bit better in coverage. But I thought our defense played a little bit better this week than last week, so that's a good sign. We're a good defensive team, and we're kind of growing still.
Now, how do you get that offense in the 4th quarter to the first 3?
If you know, let me know. I don't know.
You know,
I don't know. It's just I think it's about just getting our kids in the right mindset, and I don't know what that is yet. We've tried a couple different things, so that's the magic of coaching. Sometimes
it's a work in progress.
Sometimes you just got to figure it out. You prod here, pry there, try to figure out what works, what doesn't work, but you try not to cause too much damage.
Right.
But we're home, so we'll see if maybe that helps a little bit. A little different routine. But yeah, we don't really know. So we've kind of left it up to the kids. Say, hey, if you guys got any ideas, let us know. But we got to get going sooner.
Sure.
Because we're pretty close to get that offense clicking and match with our defensive intensity right now. We're going to be a dangerous team, I think.
What's been the focus in practice this week?
From a defensive standpoint, like I said, the coverage, we got to get better. We had some laps in coverage, and that's my position to coach, so I kind of take that a little bit personal. So we've went back to some basic things and worked a little bit different technique to hopefully, defend Traders Point a little better. The good thing is once we get past them, we don't face a very powerful passing team for a while. So we just got to get through this week, and then we can kind of get back to playing our really aggressive defense. Offense is just, trying to find that right amount of magic, making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, quarterback's reading correctly, making sure we get the right guys blocked on the offensive line, receivers are, doing the right route combination, stuff like that. It's trying to just get that rhythm down. I think if we get in a rhythm, maybe that might be the secret, but we'll go out tomorrow and do all that rhythm stuff, and we'll see how it goes Friday night.
Talking with Brad Beavis, South Newton football coach. Brad, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but how much time each week do you spend on extra point conversions, kicking, punting, the special teams
aspect. We spend 3 times a week. We spend 10 minutes doing individual, so snapping, punting, that sort of thing. And then we go through each special team group, so punt return, kickoff return, our PAT, and then we also have another section where we just do our 2-point conversion plays. But we go through those 5 special teams at least once, Monday through Thursday, or Monday through Wednesday. And then Thursday we go through them all quicker. So, I mean, you're looking at 15 to 20 minutes a day, Monday through Thursday on special teams. It's one of those things that in previous years when I was a younger coach, I maybe didn't spend as much time on it. I think it's cost us some games before. So now I make sure that we get our bases covered on those things. So we
extra points are important.
Extra points are important, and you got to have your 2-point plays ready too. So, I mean, it's, those 2 things can cost you a game.
How many 2-point plays do you have in your playbook?
We run a lot of our general offense. We'll always have a few special ones. I'd probably say we'll have 1 or 2 in the first couple weeks, and then mid-season we might put another one in. Depends how much you use them.
Mm-hmm.
Typically coaches, if you have 2 or 3 and you don't really use them, there's no reason to keep putting other ones in. But if you've had to keep going for 2 or you've gotten in overtime and had to use some things, you'll want to put another one in because coaches will scout you. They'll get film. And so it kind of depends how much you have to use them. But by the end of the season, we'll have our normal offensive plays, which we have a couple short yardage packages that we can use. But we'll probably carry 4 to 5.
Would you rather kick or go for 2? It just depends, I suppose.
It just depends. Like right now, we actually have an okay kicker. Sometimes he's not as consistent as I like him to be. But for the most part, we got a good holder, a good kicker. Snapper's all right. I'd rather kick it. But, I let the game situation dictate to us. So, say we score first, we're going to go for our 2-point our PAT. If they score first and they get a 2-point conversion, then I think that forces our hand. We have to start going for 2 because otherwise you start getting down. So we're able to do both. So I feel comfortable with, playing it out where other teams are like, we got to go for 2.
Okay, you said you play at home against Traders Point. I've never heard of Traders Point. Where is it? What do you know about them?
We played them last year down there. They are right off the Whiteland exit on 65. So right before you get to the loop, when you take the bypass, the 860.
So they're down there.
They're down there. But right off of, like I said, the Whiteland exit there, about a mile.
A Class A team?
Class A team, yeah. They're in the section with Tri-County and all them.
Really?
Still, I think, yep. They're athletic.
And you're not in a section with Tri-County?
No, we're not.
How does that make sense?
No, don't get me started, Bob.
All right. Sorry.
I had my rant for about a week on the Night to Say, and then I figured nobody was listening, so I'd stop. But
okay.
I don't understand the section we're in, honestly, because we'll actually could travel past 3 other sectional opponents to go to 3 of our sectional opponents' places. So I don't understand the geographical relevance other than the fact that we're in Central Time Zone. So, and we got Pioneer because Pioneer was in 2A to start with, and they dropped into 1A. So the whole thing.
Okay.
But anyways, Traders Point, very athletic. Last year it was a 14-12 game, I think. I think it was 14-12. We played with them, just kind of came up short. But defensively, I think we can stick with them as long as we can contain the pass. Offensively, if we get going, I think we give them a lot of trouble. If we played offense like we had the last couple of weeks, it's going to be a very interesting game. But like I said, our kids are gritty. So if we can just keep it close, I trust our kids to win out. So, I mean, that's a different mindset that I've been in the last couple of years. We've had these talks.
Sure.
But, yeah, our kids are gritty, and I trust them. We get in the fourth quarter. We have a nice pride thing where we get to the fourth quarter, we put up 4 fingers, and we yell 4. That's what we do during our conditioning drills. We get towards the end of them. So they take pride in playing in the fourth quarter and playing tough. So we just got to keep it close. And if we keep it close, we'll win. If we blow them out, then that's even better. But
yeah, let's make it easy on everybody and have a lead going into the fourth quarter. How about that?
It makes my life a lot easier, to tell you that. But, yeah, like I said, they'll be a tough team, but hopefully we grow a little bit more between week 2 and week 3. And we'll see what happens about, 9 o'clock on Friday.
Sounds good. Have the younger Rebels, where are you at there?
Yep. So we have our first game next Tuesday for the middle school. They were supposed to play West Central on Monday. We had all the rain, so they canceled. So they played a scrimmage and looked pretty good. We got our numbers up, which is a great thing. Coach Monemeyer and Coach Sturflinger have been doing a good job with them. Like I said, they looked good, so I'm interested to watch them at home. We got our flag football league, which is K through 5.
How's that going?
It's going good. We got 43 kids out this year.
That's pretty darn good. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
we kind of made it a little bit different. We're playing like 4-on-4, 5-on-5 games with them, and split up between K1, 2-3, and 4-5, just to make it a little bit smaller fields and a little more conducive to what we think we can get out of it. But
just trying to introduce the youngster to football, right?
Yeah, just trying to, because we don't have an actual younger level tackle football program anymore around. So they have to travel either to BC or go up to North Newton to play. So this flag football is their introduction to South Newton football, and our players actually run it. They're the coaches. They're the
How
referees.
cool is that?
That's great. And I've heard, we started it last year, and this year, once again, I've had people stop me. I had one kid stop me to buy some cookies or something, and his mom was talking to me and said, that's a great thing you guys are doing. He just loves playing and all that. So when they're stopping in the streets, at home when you're mowing grass on a Thursday or a Wednesday or Tuesday night yesterday.
Sure.
I think that's a good thing. But, yeah,
Absolutely.
it's great. It's going well. We got good numbers, and it's a nice little fundraiser for us, and I hope it keeps going. I hope it keeps growing.
Brad, might as well make it 3 in a row, and good luck. And we'll
I would
talk
love to.
next week.
Last time we went 3-0, by the way.
2014.
Nope. That's a good guess. No, 2006, and I believe they went 13 wins before they lost a game in the semi-state to Sheridan.
Well,
so
there you go.
We've kind of hit that point today, saying, hey, you win three in a row around here. Good things happen.
That's right. That's right. Brad, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Brad Beavis from the South Newton Rebels. Back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
Welcome back to the Coach's Cage program on 3kgthecage.com. And, of course, you can catch us on our website, 3kgthecage.com, or on our Facebook page. Same name, just click on there, and you can catch the archived version of these programs. Just click on our website, go to archives, and I'll shoot you to our YouTube page so you can see any game or any coaches show they have right there on our archive on our web page. So Kirk Kennedy has joined us now, and Kirk, congratulations on the win. Your first as a KV coach. A little different story than week one, huh?
Yeah, we caught a few breaks early. Took advantage of some mistakes by Wheeler, and were able to put some points on the board, and get the monkey off our back, so to speak, and gain some confidence. And our defense played really well all night. Statistically, we had them for negative yardage and 0 first downs, and obviously the shutout. So great job by our defense. Great plan. Great execution of the plan. And offensively, we made some mistakes. Some things we need to work on still, but again, got the ball in the end zone a few times, and just all around good night. We got some. Just about everybody got in the game, and one of those nights where, as a program, you feel good about the victory.
37-0. They're over Wheeler. Is that right?
Yes.
Take us through the game, if you would.
Well, it started out, we wanted to receive, try to get a fast start, because we felt in the Rensselaer game we were kind of, playing from behind the whole game and kind of just trying to play catch up. And so we wanted to get a fast start early and kind of take charge of things. And, for the most part, I think we did. Received the opening kickoff, drove the ball down the field, and they stopped us around our 35 or 40-yard line. And we punted, but they fumbled the punt. So we had an opportunity there, got the ball down deep and ended up throwing a touchdown pass. So our first score of the year was through the air. Well-executed play, well-thrown ball, But, they were Wheeler's defense was primed to take away our running game, and they were pretty successful at that. So we were looking for some other answers, and we found some through the air. I think as the season goes on, our offense will evolve and we'll get better, and our passing will be more of an more efficiently applied. But we do want to establish a running game, and we had some difficulty with that Friday night. But like I said, our defensive effort was outstanding. We did catch a few breaks. They fumbled a punt snap, and we got a scoop and score on a quarterback sack, fumble. So there was 3 scores right there that were kind of gift wrapped. Out of the 37 points we jobbed for us, both at fullback and tailback also. So we got some interchangeable parts in our backfield that we can move around from fullback to tailback, which obviously is 2 very different positions.
Right.
And we're still without our who at the beginning of the year looked to be our starting tailback in Logan Parks. He started the game Friday, but was he's got a little hamstring issue going, and he was a little tight still, so we kind of pulled him to keep it from getting worse.
Sure.
Because we wanted to get better, not worse. So.
That's right.
But some kids stepped up and did a good job for us, and maybe some positions that they weren't familiar with. Defensively, we kind of came out with a game plan where we're going to put some pressure on the quarterback off the edge, and Lane Zander and Max Lustig were the main cogs in coming off the edge like that. Jacob Sandlin had a good game defensively. Where is he on here? Connor Roach, a kid I think I mentioned last week. He came out for football first time in a few years, and he's been a pleasant surprise at linebacker for us. And, when you get guys like that come out of nowhere, really, that you didn't look at the beginning of the year, that obviously helps you out.
Sure.
Marco Castro, he's young, sophomore, but he's an impact player on both sides of the ball. So we definitely like that. And, our guys up front on the defensive line, Chase Armstrong, Zach Dodson, Gabe Kistler. Kistler's a junior, I believe. He's a young kid, but he's really coming around. He's probably going to play a lot of football before the year's over. And our tackles are lunch pail guys. The defensive tackles get down and dirty. Mirko Dezelich, Evan Mish, Caden Vander here, the guys inside that you don't hardly ever hear their names. But, when they occupy those offensive linemen and let the linebackers flow the football, that's a true, team concept.
Sure.
And that's, they do a great job at that. So, like I said, great defensive effort on the night. Offensively, we got some things done, but still have some question marks that we got to, we're heading into week 3, so as long as we improve every week,
sure.
We still got the conference schedule ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to get better for those challenges that lie ahead. But also, we got to prepare for what's right in front of us, and that's South Bend, Washington.
So what was the focus in practice this week?
Well, obviously, we're on the road for the first time this year, which, we can't control that. Washington is they're going to have a lot of speed, so we have to focus on our pursuit angles and getting everybody to the football and tackling well in space, because a missed tackle could result in a touchdown, every time it happens. So, again, tackling will be at a premium this week. They do run some option, so, reading our keys and being sound and disciplined in that regard, to stop the option. So, along with their speed, they run the option, which makes you be kind of disciplined, but by the same token, they're going to get the ball in space. So they present, and the quarterback's a threat to run. So when you put all that together, that's a lot to defend.
Got your hands full.
Oh, yeah.
How about the younger Cougars? Where with the JV freshmen, middle schoolers, they play this week, or
yeah, they've our freshmen and JV our freshmen tied Maryville, but they're undefeated because tie's not a loss.
Right.
Freshman's undefeated, JV's undefeated, so the lower level's got off to a good start. Our 7th grade team is real good. Our 8th graders they're working hard and they're going to get better, but that's kind of a low class as far as numbers, so they're struggling a little bit in that regard. But the program top to bottom, the varsity varsity has the only loss really, so we're happy with that. Because the way we practice, our staff is platooned, so we got the guys either coach offense or defense, and we rotate each day back and forth with like say on Tuesday the varsity will work on offense, like offensive individual, offensive group, and then we'll do both team periods, offense and defense. But when the varsity guys are working offense, then the younger guys are working defense. So they're getting the same, because a lot of times in your lower levels you got maybe 2 coaches that are coaching 30, 40 kids, and a lot of group work, a lot of teamwork, not a lot of work, broken down by the fundamentals of each position. So our young kids are getting the same coaching as our old kids are getting.
That's important.
And sure it is. Not only working those individual periods and working those fundamentals, but not a lot, but sometimes they get exposed to playing with the varsity guys. So that's helping them too. Their team periods are mostly we break it down into freshmen go to the other end of the field during team period, but we saw that that's paying dividends already.
Kirk, I appreciate your time coming down here and talking with us each week. Keep it going. Nice win last week, and might as well make it 2 in a row Friday night, right?
Well, yeah. Like I said, we got about an hour and a half bus ride, which I'm not looking forward to, but when we get there, it'll be fun.
That's right. Kirk Kennedy has joined us here from Kankakee Valley. Bap, to wrap things up on the Coach's Cage program on 3kg2cage.com right after this.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a well of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Joe Goodman has been serving the Jasper County and surrounding area since 2009. Being involved in the area, Joe Goodman has kept his interest in making sure he provides the best insurance for his clients. Whether you need life, car, home, business, farm and crops, or even renter's insurance, Agent Joe Goodman will keep searching for the best policy for your valued investments. Call Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodman at 219-866-4694 or stop in at 2570 North McKinley Avenue in Rensselaer.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics. Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com. KGCommunityBank.com.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
All right. Done with our 6 coaches commenting about last week and about this week's games. So that's going to wrap things up here. I'd like to thank all the sponsors for making this show possible, and couldn't do it without Scotty Miller running things behind the scenes there. Really appreciate him very much. Friday night, Bill Kage, Greg Willis, and myself will be over at West Central for the Midwest Conference matchup, Tri-County at West Central, 6:45 Eastern Time, 5:45 Central Time, 6 o'clock Central kickoff, 7 Eastern. Will be there. Tune in to that. Until then, so long, everybody.
The proceeding was a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.